off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon, TV Live, Rumble, Twitch, Spreaker, and more. Oh, why so many places? Well, I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So you will not hear any headlines here at all, just heart lines, because every headline out there right now is negative, and that's not what the show is about, even though they said I wouldn't last more than a year. 689 consecutive weeks and 13 plus years later, I'm still here with fabulous topics. And guess those of you who did not hear my Tuesday talent, he is single-handedly banning trophy hunting. That was just shocking at how many lions and beautiful sentient beings that share the planet with us are being killed by many Americans. So that is your call to action, is go to bantrophy-killing.org. But today, I am so excited. 2 giant shows this week. I cannot believe that, Friendly Universe is out there. Ricky and I have been talking about the fact that we are more than our politics. We are more than our religion, that even if we have diametrically opposed BS belief systems about certain things in life, that we love, we respect, and we do more than coexist. Thank you for that heart there. I know the rebels are coming in en force right now. Welcome. And we have a bad word coming right up in the chat, but I know you're doing it with love. Just an FCC reminder about... So anyways, I am so delighted. And y'all know who Ricky is, right? Top 40 Billboard Plus, discography out the yin yang, and he's been doing amazing things lately, which is of course expected as someone who was discovered by Michael Jackson, as well as on tour with Britney Spears and signed by Madonna as well. So he has brought my very special guest today, and let me read a bit about them. Susan Gorrell will be celebrating her 12th year as the executive director of the Julian Dubuque International Film Festival, the renowned festival in Iowa, along with her job at JDIFF. She has also produced indie features, documentaries, and short films, one of the most important which she is bringing to the show today, called Bridging the Gap. And even though he got his homework in late, I do have hopefully in here somewhere the I thought I had it, the introduction for my other guest here, who is David Rosenberg, who has been an actor, writer, director, producer, and middle school teacher in New York and LA. In 2019, he wrote, produced, and starred in the award-winning film feature The Reunion, about confronting his childhood bully. Dave is the director and executive producer of the groundbreaking new documentary, Bridging the Gap. Please welcome all three into my studio right now.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. So glad. When Ricky first told me that he was performing at this really cool event, and I just love any kind of Ricky support, and knowing he's doing amazing things. And he's so kind to me about the difference that I've helped with in his life. And so when he said, how about having these guests here who I get to perform to help with their movie? I'm like, you betcha. So before we get into this really great movie, I did it. I don't know, Ricky, if you warned them or not. I like to have breakfast with my guests. And what that consists of is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So what is that? Top of the bun is what are things that you are grateful for outside of yourself? And bottom of the bun is what are you grateful for inside of yourself? What do you like about yourself? Because you know, a lot of us had well-meaning parents, more mean than well. Who do you think you are? You're not all that. And as a result, we're antenna up looking for love in all the wrong places and trying to find people who approve of us or like us literally on social media, which is a horrible way to live. So that's why Ricky hated this exercise when we first started doing it, but now he's really good at it. I'm so proud of him. So I will start with the top of the bun. I am grateful to have you two, or you three, in studio while I broadcast live from Canada because of the important work that you are doing in solution to the divisiveness that media loves to feed on. So if you're looking for that today, you're going to have to tune in somewhere else. But I'm grateful for that. Ricky, what are you grateful for?
Well, again, I'm grateful for all of you for being here today. I think it's an important message, what the movie is about. I'm honored to be a part of it. That's what I've always wanted to do. My goal was to bridge the gap between the two fighting parts of our country, and I want us to come together. So I'm really grateful you guys are here to have this conversation. I'm grateful for LP for hooking this up with my PR agent that I worked with in the past. Her, who is the PR for this film, Beatrice. Shout out to her as well. So yeah, it's just the family is coming together. So I wanted Dr. Marissa, my family, to meet Bridging the Gap family, and here we are.
Yay!
Yay.
Susan,
Great.
what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for Ricky Rebel. It was awesome he was one of our very first interviews, and he's just amazing. And I've just loved him from the beginning, and I feel like I've known him forever. So really excited, and this opportunity to be here with you. So I beat Dave to this gratefulness because that's what he was going to say. So I've got to come up with something new.
Well, you know, the girls were the first ones in studio today.
Yeah. We've been communicating.
Respond to the question. Just saying, boys. Just saying. All right.
We're lucky we even have the shirt on, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have anything super red, white, and blue, but I figured this is like diversity red. And we always match, and we do again, Ricky. Again.
We do.
But without getting the memo. All right, Dave. Let's go. What are you grateful for?
I am so grateful to be on the show. Dr. Marissa, thank you for having us. And Ricky Rebel, good to see you. Susan, great to see you. And I'm so grateful for our crew and for Susan, who produced this, you know, just unimaginably challenging journey that we just went on. Internally, I'm grateful for the perseverance to get through some pretty big obstacles and get to the other side.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
As a filmmaker myself, thanks to COVID, I totally get that. But all right, let's go one more. And this is like things I'm going to say. I am grateful for the weather, the hot, sticky weather in Toronto. That definitely makes me remember why I left Canada.
The weather, huh? It's hard.
Oh man, Ricky, you have no idea. But we won't talk about that now. What are you grateful for? I know your cats maybe, but
it's always the cats.
Right?
Who taught me how to love myself by how much I love them, and how much, you know, if I can accept how they're just for who they are, just as they are, I can
Aw.
accept myself in the same way. You know, you could put that love that you have for your pets and put it back to yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Unconditional.
But really, I wanted to say I'm really grateful that Susan and Dave flew me out to New York to be a part of the concert that we just had in Brooklyn. That was incredible. And I was so grateful to be there and grateful to meet all of the artists that were coming together to just bridge this gap and celebrate through music. And when I tell you the artistry there was good, it was amazing. It was out of control.
Wow.
All of the different types of artists that were there is very eclectic. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
Awesome. Dave, we'll let you go first this time.
Well, I'm grateful to hopefully be headed back to Los Angeles after a couple of days of airport hell, which is why I did not get my homework in on time, and I apologize for that. And as a middle school teacher, it's unacceptable. I'll just say that.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure that AT double hockey stick is okay, so we'll check that one out. And Susan, last gratitude on top of it.
I am very, very thankful for air conditioning, because after spending 18 days in an RV that was extremely hot in the hottest time of summer, it was so nice to come home and walk into cool air. I was like, oh, yes. So I am very grateful for air conditioning.
Amen.
Yeah, amen, amen. That's what I wasn't going to say, which is I'm so grateful that my brother had an extra car that he was going to sell, but knowing my mom passed. And so that's why I'm in Canada this time. And I decided to stay a little longer to, do some book signings and stuff like that. And his Jeep, old Jeep, the air conditioning gave up the ghost the first day I was in it. So I've been driving around hot, sticky. Yeah. With no air conditioning. And
it's horrible.
No.
It's horrible. Yeah,
Susan?
it was hot.
Yes, we're bonded on by trauma. All right, let's go to the bottom of the bud. What do you like about yourself? What do you appreciate that you do or have a quality for? Ricky, I'm going to let you start.
A natural openness with people. I experienced that on our trip in Brooklyn. My heart was really open. And I was able to really, like, when I touch people, especially, I have a power of kind of just pulling them in closer to me. So I appreciate that. What's that?
Where are you touching them? No, it's Friday. I'm a little Friday on Fridays.
Dr. Marissa, that's a whole other show. That's a whole other show.
What's ironic is my Friday series is called Straight Talk, and both of my co-hosts on Friday are not straight. So
I'm 2%. I'm 2% straight.
Sometimes girls.
That's right.
That's right. The song. Very good. Let's go to Dave. What do you like about yourself?
I like my outrageousness and willingness to take risks.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't wait to get to the story, because a California liberal and a Iowa conservative on a road trip in an RV. I mean, that could be a book title, really, right? Right, for sure.
I mean, what could go wrong?
Oh, thank you so much, Angela. That is I appreciate my ability to receive compliments. It wasn't always like that. And the more that I am comfortable and not being my worst enemy and being my best friend, the more ease it is to actually say, oh, thank you, instead of, oh, you don't really know me yet. But I know that I'm 88% fabulous. 12% time I step in it, but 88% of the time I'm fabulous. And we'll finish the bottom of the bud with Susan. What do you like about yourself?
Save the best for last.
Yes.
My sense of humor. I think that no matter what the situation is, even when we're stressed, I try to make light of it, which could really make people angry. But I think God gave me a gift of laughter and humor to really help ease people, and I'm really lucky for that.
Fantastic. And thank you all for joining us for breakfast. I would love it if you continued this good life habit, this hashtag Blisscipline, for the next 21, 28, or 30 days, whichever one you believe creates a great habit. Oh, you can join me every weekday morning here live on my YouTube TV channel. You can free subscribe or give me the finger, this one, not the other one. But you can continue with me or not, just continue so that you can sandwich your day in the best possible way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. And I didn't bring my bell, so.
Hey, you! Hey! Hey, you!
Ricky,
love
why
it.
don't you, thank you. Why don't you tell us what the topic of the day is and why you invited these very special guests to come to Straight Talk?
Great. The topic of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is called Bridging the Gap. And we have invited the producers and the director of the movie documentary Bridging the Gap. And I wanted them to be on the show today because I think it's a very important message. And I think it's something the country needs desperately right now to come together. We needed to come together back then. I mean, since the dawn of time, we've needed to come together. And I think that any steps towards that is a positive thing. And I've always tried to do that with my music. And I was just so grateful to be a part of, being able to put my music into something so special as this documentary. And that's why we are here today. We are here to talk about their journey. And I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
Yes.
All the stories.
Thank
I want to
you.
hear the stories.
Yeah,
Oh.
I want to hear.
Truth or lies?
We're not
There you
in,
go.
we're not in Vegas, okay? So yeah, and I don't let my co-host actually talk to me because I want to keep everything. I love doing live shows. That's my forte. And so I don't know very much. And I didn't want to do too much research either because I love learning things for the first time. So let's start with, let's see. I'm going to start with Dave because I have a feeling that this was his baby in the beginning. And tell me, did you know when you were a kid that this is what you would be doing with your life?
Oh my God, not at all. No, I mean, no, I had no idea what I was going to do as a kid. I grew up with a, pretty successful real estate company family. And so I guess I probably assumed that I'd do that. Once I got to college, I took a class in accounting and I majored in accounting and I realized I had no interest in it. And then I actually got into radio. That was my start. I did sports
didn't know
broadcasting in college at Hofstra, and from there I took an acting class, and that was kind of the beginning of my path. So no, I had no idea I'd be making a political documentary.
Wow. And for those of you who are saying, wait a minute, Dr. Marissa, you always say there is no talk of politics on the show. That is true. Today is sort of an exception. I mean, you'll know further down why it's an exception, but I'm going to bend the rule today because we have a solution. I won't talk about politics if there is no solution, but this is a big solution. And I just wanted to give some props to Angela because she did play our breakfast game and said she has a giving heart and she loves dancing. So thank you, Angela, for taking the bite of our gratitude sandwich. All right. So you didn't know, but you were in another film. So you've been interested in things that are positive, interested in things. I mean, you were a middle school teacher, right? So I interviewed the teacher from Iowa, Jane Elliott. So the middle school teacher from Iowa, which is interesting because you're from Iowa. Yeah. And
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, how much did your kids influence this particular topic to bridge
Wow. I mean, I certainly think about them in terms of the future. I had a lot of talks with them last year about the film. They knew I was doing this. They've asked a lot about it. I look forward to telling them more when I get back. But it was really more just moving into my fifth decade, and never experiencing this country as divided as it is right now. Feeling the sadness, the frustration, the anger of all that, and just asking myself as an artist, what can I do? And this was really a very obvious idea. It just took, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word. It took some courage to just make the decision to do it.
the golf? It took the golf balls too.
Yeah, the golf ball.
Yes, yeah. But yes, it did. Yes, it did. All right. So, Susan, same question. Did you have any clue that this is what you would be doing?
No, when I was young, no, I kind of thought I would do something in public relations. So I suppose I'm sort of there. My parents, my dad was a dentist, just retired recently, but and my mother had a Christian recording and distribution company. So I worked a lot with them. We did a lot of, we did a concert, kind of a unity concert for artists that we did for about 10 years. So I was used to doing events. With the company, I helped my parents. So I have done a lot of that stuff with them, but it wasn't until way after when we got married, and then my husband got in the film industry. And so I just raised the children. And as they got older, I'm like, I really do like producing in that sense. So I did a couple documentaries and started working on a few things, acquiring some projects myself. And then I ended up getting the job with the film festival, which was definitely never in my wheelhouse, but it's like planning a giant event. So I started doing that, and then end up through the festival getting to meet Dave. And he hired me to produce a project, a film he had before COVID. And so we did that. And then when he approached me about this project, I was like, oh, I really like it. I think it's a great idea. I'm happy to produce with you. And I said, let me see if I can find you a really strong Republican to work with you. And he's like, oh, no, I want you to. And I'm like, oh, I'm not very political. And I don't look good in camera. That's 10 pounds more on me. I don't need 10 pounds.
Stop. You're gorgeous.
Like, I don't need that.
Violating the bottom of the sandwich.
Yeah, I was eating the entire sandwich. I'm like, I don't need it. But so I just said, I don't know, Dave. I said, I'm not real argument. He goes, no, I need the calmness. I need that. And I said, that's true. You'll be enough drama for us. So I think we can work well together. And it worked great. And it was just I supported what he wanted to accomplish, because it is a great idea. And I think people are more alike and getting along than what social media or everybody else thinks. We're hating each other. And I just like the idea of going across. I think that, and I was semi-crazy to ride an RV. So, but anyway.
Yes,
it was great.
Someone who was basically a stranger.
Yeah. I mean, Dave's used to living on his own, and I live with my husband, my kids. And so now we're all in an RV with, 6 or 7 other people, all from different political. I mean, it was a proof that it had nothing, our politics had nothing to do with us as people and friends. We were on this journey to meet other people, and politics weren't defining our character. Our character is defined by us as people and loving one another. And that's what was important. I love that. I want one.
You just got a moose drop.
That was a moose drop. Right?
Love it. What's that mean?
So my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room, yes. Along with the mic drop, right?
Love it.
You just said something that deserved. I went and bought it. I forgot to bring my moose to Canada, so I bought it. Look at this, Ricky. It has a parachute.
Oh my God.
That's cute.
So when I drop it, it's okay.
It survives.
So say that again. The part
about the politics.
Yes.
Not define your. Yeah. It was. Politics don't define your character. Your character is defined by you as a person and who you are, and that was super important. And all of us coming together had, our journey really had nothing to do with our politics. It was about us as people, interviewing people in the world, and that in the U.S. And that was, I think that's why we all got along and fine. We, it wasn't like, so what are you? I will only be your friend if you're this. It was, are you a good person and can we get along and enjoy? And that's really, our friendship has always been about that too.
That's brilliant. Ricky, question for them.
Who is the craziest person to interview?
Oh.
and why?
Wow.
Oh.
So many
Yeah.
choices. Can we, I mean, we could say anything without cursing. Is that
Correct.
No cursing.
all right? I had to go with Dave Darren. That's what popped up for me. Dave Darren, also a radio personality in Arizona.
Yes.
And as we were driving to meet with him, and I was doing my research, I was watching a YouTube video of him talking about politics and stuff, and I just thought, I am gonna hate this guy. And I got there, and he had these ripped jeans, and he could not stop talking about. I'm sorry, he could not stop talking about sex.
Oh my gosh.
Every
All
other
right.
word. Happily married, could not stop talking about sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And nothing to do with politics. It was.
Yeah, and we ended up having a ball. I mean, we had our moments,
Yeah.
we got into it a little bit. Yeah, and we ended up
Softball.
getting along real good.
Yeah, you did. It was interesting.
You were there, Susan?
Yeah, it was great. In fact, I just kind of slid back out of the conversation. It was Dave and Darren, Dave and Darren and me. And then I was like, oh, this is really between those two. So I just kind of slid it out of the way. Other than when he commented about my legs, which were very uncomfortable. So I'm like, the only thin thing left on me.
Wow. Well,
But he was fun. He was fun.
If you've just tuned in, you're wondering what's going on in studio today. Yes, all those references, sliding and anyways,
Yeah.
I am delighted to have in studio today the people who are bringing you one of the most, if not the most important film of this time. And I'm going to be tied with Ricky now as your number one fan because you had the cojones. I can say that.
That was the word I was going to use.
Yes.
Yes.
To say, you know what? I'm a little concerned about I'm a lot concerned about the divisiveness in our country. I've been saying I don't want United States to become an oxymoron, United States, right? So they set about in creating a film, and we're going to have to take a quick break for station ID as well as news, weather, traffic. But when we come back, we're going to find out exactly what went into this movie called Bridging the Gap, how you can watch it, how you can support it, and how you can begin the conversation with your friends and family so that we don't drop people because of their politics. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Chuck Woolery used to say, be back in 2 minutes. It'll be less than that, but this is peace in and peace out. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe, or Nikki's YouTube channel, free subscribe, you'll get an alert every weekday morning when I'm here offering more hope and happiness here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. So, and today is Friday, and Fridays, you know, I get a little naughty because it is Stray Talk with myself and
Ricky Rebel. Let's go.
And today he has very special guests. Tell me about them again.
We're here with Bridging the Gap, the producer and the director of Bridging the Gap, the movie documentary.
And it's based on a journey taken across America in an RV with 9 people?
8.
Is it 8 people?
8, yep.
8's a lucky number in Chinese. I know you thought I was Swedish, but 8 is a homophone for good fortune. So you picked the right number to go on the road, by the way.
8.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then who did you interview? So was it set up? Did you pre-plan who you were going to talk to across? Dave.
Oh, yeah. We interviewed, I think, over 100 people from Los Angeles to New York. You know, we reached out to friends, Susan's friends, my friends, Susan's family's friends. I have an email list of like 3,000 people, so I just blasted it out and got some there. And then we met up with an organization called Braver Angels. Braver Angels is the largest bridge building organization in the country. They've been around since 2016. And once we hooked up with them, they were able to get us interviewees across the country. And I got to tell you, they are amazing. If you want to get involved at your local level, I highly recommend checking out Braver Angels. You can Google them. And what they do is they bring Republicans and Democrats together for conversations, respectful debates. They are really on the move and most definitely part of the solution.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I had no clue that this would even exist, which is why I love this show.
Wow, cool.
Is because I had no clue.
Me
Look
too.
at this. 100, you too, huh? 118 alliances, 53 plus 64,000, 7 years of impact. That is cool. So, and an assortment of news media outlets that there's no such thing as unbiased news, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. That's why we fact check and look at every news thing that comes by, right, Ricky? And we take a look at, just want to pull this up in case you didn't know about this. They publish this all the time.
Oh, wow.
So it helps you check your news, where it's coming from and who's talking about what. And I try to stay in this little middle area because I'm all about balance. But yeah, isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were great. They really were a fantastic organization. I didn't know anything about them either until we started doing this. And I'm like, oh, I might have to join that. So yeah, they're wonderful and wonderful people.
So this is your first call to action today, is to join Braver Angels. And those people who are bored in their lives or afraid of what's happening, here's a chance to join an organization that's actually making a difference. So there you go, along with supporting the film. So you interviewed all these people, and then what happened?
Susie, you want to take that?
Sorry. I should preface. One question before you talk about that is, did you get any negative reactions like, you're stupid, we're not supposed to get along, you're asking too much, or any of that?
Go ahead, Dave. You want?
I think what we found as we went across the country was that the large percentage of people want to talk. They want to come together. They're tired of the vitriol. But there are extremists, and I have compassion for extremists. I've been one. And I think it just comes from being in fear and mistrust. So, yeah, when we reached out, we both had people who said, there's no way I'm talking to the other side. How could you possibly talk to people who are fascists or communists? And, okay, well, I guess, you're not ready yet.
Yeah, and it's same thing. I got some emails that say, F the Republicans, and I wrote back. I'm like, I completely understand. No worries. We were okay. I mean, how are you going to respond to people that are very negative? And that's okay. They have their feelings and opinions, and doesn't do any good to snap back. It's all right. That's how we get along. You have your opinion. We move on.
Can I say something that happened to me recently? A story.
Absolutely.
Okay, I wasn't going to talk about it, but okay. My friend owns a big production studio in North Hollywood. We went on tour with Brittany together, and I love her with all my heart and soul. And she invited me, and inside of their production studio, there's a place for fashion house. There's a fashion house in there. And in the fashion house is a man that I've worked with in the past in 2017. And he saw me and he was like, Ricky, oh my gosh, I miss you so much. I love you. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Love you so much. Blah, blah, blah. And then after a while, we were like hanging out and he was like, so why did you vote for da 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 da? And it started like that. And then I was like, well, I'm really not talking about that anymore. I really moved on, which I have. I'm like 100. This is like, for me to do this film was like, for me, really just trying to put a bow on all of the work that I did in that time. I call it the American Rebel era. But I wanted this to be like my little bow. Like, this is exactly the message that I was trying to come across. And sometimes I miss the goal.
12% of the time.
We all do.
Sometimes I went way out there and I was too far, or sometimes I nailed it. But at the end of the day, I was trying to bring the two worlds together. But he proceeded to lose his like temper on me and started screaming. He called me a fascist. He called me, I mean, you name it. He said, he called me a Nazi. He's like, Ricky's a Nazi. He's wants to burn people in gas chambers, he said. So he's obviously, there's the radical sides on both sides.
Yes.
But he ended up apologizing later on, and I still love him. I'm so, I still love him.
Yeah.
We have a history, but I just realized I think that the media is just like hypnotized people, some people. And I told him that. I said, look, you're educated in a different way than I am. So you can't really, if you're learning a different language than I am, you can't get mad that I know this language and you know that language really well. And you're upset with me because I don't know your language.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, we just come from different schools of thought.
Yeah.
And I said, and I want to get along with you. I want to bring art and beauty, music, art and fashion. He's like, bullshit talkie. Just right there.
That's my word.
Love it.
She taught me that word. She taught me that word.
It's my fault. I own
love it.
I own that. I have ways to get around the.
Yeah.
But it was so unbelievably uncomfortable. But I handled myself so well. I was just like, no, I'm not a Nazi. I don't want to burn people in gas chambers. No.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I don't support that. And I said, and after a while, I said, that's enough. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that he got his spew on you, but I'm really proud that you didn't spew back.
I did not. I did not want to.
That's the key.
I grew as a person after all of this. I feel like I grew as a person. I realized I'm like, I don't feel the need to justify anything. I know. And I did say, yes, what I did was pretty extreme sometimes. And I did say that to him. And I can understand why you feel that way. And there was like that 2% of like compassion for him. He gave me clothes to wear on the red carpet, things like that. And then all of a sudden he sees this and I could understand how that would impact him.
Yeah.
So I was like 2% like loving, which was enough.
Yeah, that's great.
It was enough.
That was
because the old me was like, I did nothing wrong, and you can't tell me this is my freedom as an American.
Yes,
that was my stance.
Yes.
And now I was like, you know what? I gave him a hug, and I love you, and
and I think
that's what that's the growth. there.
And I'm so proud of you for that.
Thank you, love.
And
I just want to share that story.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you
Thank
did.
you, Ricky.
Because it's
Yeah.
real. Like, I mean, I'm embarrassed at myself because, and thank you, Nikki, for that compliment and the wise words, because people are where they are. And I was where you were, Dave, before, where I would have never in a million years thought that I could do something like this, or that I could not take sides, right? And I'm embarrassed to say, I've never said this either. So Ricky, you're starting with that. I live my life out loud, but I don't have a lot of regrets, but I do have one regret. And it was because I dropped a friend, a beautiful friend. She's the mom of Vince Vaughn, for goodness sakes. And she's gorgeous, beautiful. And I love her. And we were friends. Like, I mean, went to her house. I mean, it was just a beautiful friendship. And as soon as she told me that she was going to vote for, you know, who, and I'm sorry, we can't do anything together. And it was like so stupid. I've since then, tried to, but you cannot unring a bell. And that's the thing, Ricky, is like for all of us, it's okay if you're sorry, but it does have a consequence however you are in the past. And so for everything that's in the past, I now have to make up for it by saying, you know what, I was wrong. And now bipartisan is my favorite word. And I got heat for not taking sides before this last election. And I got heat. I still get heat for having Ricky as a co-host because he is from that different. And I don't, and at this point, it's not that it's like, if I look like you, I'd be miserable too, even though I want to say that to people who insult me. I just say,
true.
I can understand that reaction. But
can I mention something?
Yes, please.
So, one thing that that happened before Susan and I decided to do this, after the election, I was very upset. And I reached out to Susan and I said, I want to ask you a question, and you don't have to answer it. I'm not going to respond to it. In fact, I'm probably going to mute my phone. But I'm really curious about your answer. And I said, why do you support Trump? And I just listened for about probably 20 to 30 minutes, which Susan will tell you I've never listened for 20 to 30 minutes without responding.
No.
And it was fascinating because all the things she said were not things that I would have thought of. And I didn't necessarily agree with them, but I was able to step into her shoes and get a different perspective and go, okay, I can understand that. And I think, it's really beneficial to come from curiosity and listening as opposed to like ego and battling to win. And that's been a huge theme of this trip, has been really being curious and listening to people and trying to be empathetic rather than looking at politics as sport.
Yeah, and like I told Dave, I think it's, I have voted both ways, actually. I'm probably more independent in that sense that it depends on not necessarily the person, but their policies or do they align more with what I'm looking for? And I don't think there's any president I've ever liked, to be honest. No matter who I vote for, Democrat or Republican, there's not one I've actually liked. I don't have a lot of faith in politicians. I think a lot of them lie. They're going to tell you what you want to hear, but in the end, you're hoping to get those pieces of a policy that you're wanting. And but to me, it's in something we had learned too, and I think very important is it's not about us winning an argument. So it's not my job to change you, and it's not your job to change me. It's our jobs to listen to each other. Thank you. I get another moose drop.
Yeah.
It's our job to listen and go, okay, I don't need to win this conversation. And if you want to, I think it's only time in your life you don't need to be competitive. You need to just let the other person win. If they want to rant and rave, then good, because you're actually better by going, I really appreciate you sharing. I understand, and no problem. It's okay that we think differently, and walk away. And that's super hard to do. I've spent my whole life being like that, but not everybody's like that. And but it helps if one of person in the conversation can walk away and just let everybody feel good. And it's difficult, but we need to practice that more.
It's very difficult. I almost lost my husband over that. We talk about that on the show.
Yes.
During my 5-year American Rebel period, you know, I could be very hostile, you know, and clap back and I just felt like I wasn't being understood. I felt like he would just try to poke holes in my logic or you know, he's a very intelligent person. Dr. Marissa knows.
Very.
So we would just, and he's also in the lowest of, what is it, agreeableness? He's like 1% agreeable. Like there's no agreeableness in him. He's taken that. Have you taken the Big 5 personality test? I recommend everybody take the test. It's called the Big 5.
All right.
You realize how agreeable or disagreeable you are. He rates at the highest level of disagreeable person. And I rate pretty high on disagreeableness too. So we're like, whoa, but I'm not as disagreeable as he is. But sometimes we just couldn't let it go. We just could not let it go. And there's so many people out there in the world, I bet, lost marriages, lost relationships, like you said, friendships, because we just can't let it go. What you were just talking about, Susan, and just letting, getting that point where we're like, thank you for sharing. And now I know where you're coming from. That's where I'm at now, where I'm like, okay, I get where you're coming from. That's cool.
You're trying so hard to win the competition, and people try so hard to change the other person's mind. Right. But that's not really your job to do that. And I think everybody just needs to learn to listen. But I think social media can be good, but it also plays a big part in causing issues and anger and hatred for each other, because you can easily say whatever you want. I sometimes read stuff on social media. I'm like, holy cow, why would you talk to somebody like that? And these are educated people, friends that I know. And I'm like, oh my goodness, on both sides, why would you do that? Yes. But you would never do it to that person face to face. Because, you'd probably get decked or something.
Right.
You can't get decked on social media. Yeah, exactly. In a black eye. But it's
with a moose.
Yeah, with the moose. So it's very sad.
I do want to, and I think, Dave, what you said about trying to understand, walking in another person's moccasins is super important. However, I think Pam, who gives a very, normal, I am trying to do that. I am trying to listen and understand. And I think I do understand. But then when I try to say something, you're not understanding and you're just attacking me, which is also very common. Right. Yeah. Which is what stops the bridging the gap. So when I do diversity consulting, sometimes I say to people who don't understand why women don't want their doors open for them, or why they don't want a compliment, or, things that in my mind are logically good. Like, I don't understand. And there's no amount of me explaining why that might be offensive that person is going to be able to understand. So in many cases, the ability to allow someone to believe something that you don't understand beyond anything has to be okay, or we're not bridging that gap. I don't know.
That's right.
That would be my.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Like sometimes you just have to understand, like we used to be able to agree to disagree. It's like we've lost that skill and ability to agree to disagree. Dave, do you agree or disagree?
I need a moose to drop. I'm going to drop my marker.
The girls are dropping things all over the place over here. Dave, we got to catch up.
There's a few things
I just hit my mute button. That was
funny. No, we can hear you.
Okay. I hit the mute button. I couldn't hear you, though. That was pretty funny. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I think there's a few things here. I mean, first of all, what Susan brought up, social media and technology in general has made it, in a lot of ways, much more difficult for us to communicate face to face. I mean, communication are learned skills. I mean, I teach that to my students. Yeah. We don't just know it when we're born. We have to practice how to listen. We have to practice patience and compassion. It doesn't just come. So in a lot of ways, social media and technology, while it's taking us on the right track in many ways, it's taking us off track in a lot of ways. We have to get back to practicing talking to each other. We have to get outside. We have to go back to going bowling with each other, going to church and talking to each other, take an RV trip across the country and talk to each other. It's
I wouldn't
practice.
recommend that.
But I will
Not
say,
doing it. Sorry.
look, I'll come back to this. There are extremists on both sides, and I wouldn't even call them extremists. There are people who are in an extreme mindset right now.
Yes.
I'm not going to label anybody. An extremist can be not an extremist tomorrow. But again, we interviewed about 100 people. There were maybe 2 or 3 that were difficult to talk to. So what I would say to that woman who just posted, don't waste too much energy on somebody who you can't communicate with. Yeah. There's a ton of people out there that you can communicate with. So look, I'm learning. I mean, look, Susan will tell you, all of my stuff, I almost said a bad word. All of my stuff came up on this trip.
Yes.
All of my defects, all of my demons came up on this trip.
Wow.
I was not the easiest person to get along with. But you have to go through that in order to practice and experience and grow. And then the next time, hopefully you do a little better. But we're not going to learn anything by sitting in our rooms and our silos and closing up the curtains and, praying that things are going to get better. Well, yes, pray that things will get better, but also do something about it.
Do something about it.
I would say, don't sit passively in fear, blaming and complaining. Get in action. Do braver angels. Talk to people, because if you sit there passively waiting for this president or another president or somebody to say, you know what, I'm wrong, you're right, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very good.
The wrong bridging the gap.
I'm going to drop my marker because I don't have a moose.
Well, I have to catch up.
There you go. You got 2 moose drops and a marker. That's pretty good.
Bridging the Gap movie is available right now. Let me pull this up here.
The website's actually bridgingthegapmovie.com. Yep.
Yes, I just found it and stop sharing that. Let me see. Good movie. Stop sharing this tab instead. Here we go.
There you go.
That's the one. And I love the yin yang because I'm all about balance. That's all through my work. So that's awesome. So this is how I lost my head there. This is how we can wrong one. This is how we can support the movie, watch the movie. Tell us about this.
You want to take it, Susan?
Yeah. So on the website, you can follow us on our socials, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or X, I guess it's called. I don't do a lot of socials, you can tell. So do all that and follow us along the journey right now. They've got a few more interviews they're going to do, and then they'll go into the editing process. So, we've got about probably 3 to 6 months of finishing that up, and then hoping to do a festival run and hopefully see it soon streaming in a platform near you.
Awesome. So this is like foundation stuff now. We can get in on the foundation stuff. I'm thinking, I'd be happy to be involved if you do another thing, like a promotional thing in LA, or you could fly me to New York, or you could fly me to Hawaii. We can do one there.
What about Iowa?
Let's all go.
What about Iowa?
Well, if I get to see Jane Elliott, I'll go to Iowa.
There you go. Okay, Iowa's great.
I've never been to Iowa, so I can definitely try that.
You know what else is real? Sorry, I forgot to also mention on our website is a petition you can sign, just saying that you're going to agree to be kind and try to get along and do all this. We're trying to get 1,776 signatures, and so we're asking you to go online and sign up for it.
Great. That is where? Under home or here?
It's on the homepage. Yeah.
On the homepage.
On the homepage. Okay. Let's go back.
Should be a sign our petition thing. Declaration of Unity. That's it. Whoop. Go back up right there.
Okay.
Click and sign.
Okay. Let's do this right now. Bridging the gap. Declaration. When the course of human events, it becomes necessary for people to connect with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to unity. All right, so
That's based on the Declaration of Independence.
awesome.
We're just trying to give as many signatures to show that, hey, we're all going to try to get along and unite and stop bickering and judging our friends and family by who they voted for or politically stand. It's about them as a person.
I'm signing from Canada.
Woohoo! Perfect. You don't have any prejudice on Canadians.
Well, I'm American. I gave up my citizenship first group after 9/11. So this is important to me. I chose to be a forking American. So this is very upsetting. I like the $8, right? I'll give you guys $8. Well, I'm not going to share my finance information on here.
You can buy a hat and some shirts if you'd like to. Get a Bridging the Gap hat.
Yeah, you get the hat.
There you go.
Represent.
Awesome. So like lots to do. If you want to put your money and your support where your complaint is with all the stuff that's going on right now. Next time someone says to you, either group is effed up, you can just say, I'm for bridging the gap.
Yep. Bring it together.
Period.
Yeah.
Final word, Ricky.
I can't believe it's already over.
I know.
That's my final word. I can't believe it. What a great show. If you guys are interested in just keeping in touch with these guys, they're at bridgingthegapmovie.com. If you want to find my work, it's at rickyrebelrocks.com, on all social media platforms at rickyrebelrocks. I'm going to be posting some content from my experience on my socials of doing the concert, the Bridging the Gap concert. I'm going to do a reel on that pretty soon. So check that out. Coming soon.
Yeah, I wanted to show the poster. It's so good. Let's see if I can, with Ricky on there.
I got some really good content. I'm just gathering it right now. I'm putting it together.
Good. But can you see this here?
Yes.
I can click on it. It won't. Here's our Ricky right there. That's so cool. David Arellano, Stiletto, Jan Close, TV Stevens, Howard.
We had a good lineup.
Great musicians. Really good. Really great.
Fantastic. Final word, Dave Rosenberg.
Thank you so much for having us. This is amazing. We really want to get the word out. Look, there are great people on both sides. Talk to them. We're not all like monsters and whatnot. Get out and talk to each other. And look, we went across the country. America's still great. It's always been great. It's always going to be great, but we get to keep it great.
That's right.
That's great.
I won't be so great. I don't know. I can't follow that. No. Last word. Thank you to both of you for bringing us on the show and let us talk about our journey, which we, through all the hard times of it, which was internal, not necessarily the interviews, it still was worth it. And looking back now, it's a lot of fun. And thank you, Ricky, for coming and doing the concert. You were awesome. I had no idea your hips could move like that. So that was amazing to be part of. Yes, I was like, wow, okay, Ricky. So that was great. So thank you.
Hips don't
shaking
lie.
My hips for America. I'm shaking my hips for America. Shaking my hips for freedom.
You did. Those hips were running for freedom.
My final word is let's look for things to agree on and leave those things we disagree on, because life is way too short to be pissed off at each other. Let's not make it an oxymoron. We are the United States. If you could all hold your fingers up for me, with me, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a fabulous, scintillating episode of Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa. Straight talk with myself and
Ricky Rebel.
Now check it out. Go and have the
best weekend ever.
Great.
I wanted to just, you know what I forgot? And I'm going to go over with this. I forgot to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. Ricky, I forgot to give them Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. And that is so special to me that I came back in to make sure we're going to go, but I'll edit something out, probably something.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Now go have the best weekend ever.
Okay.